Good morning, everyone. This is part 2 of Everyone Loves Tom Brady.
A devoted fan carved out Stay Tom in the ice of Frog Pond on the Boston Common. And Brady took notice of the devotion, saying, "Love you all," in a response on Instagram.
Chris Evans is both a New England Patriots fan and a huge Tom Brady fan. Have a listen to Jimmy Kimmel ask Chris who he loves more.
I know you love the Patriots and you love Tom Brady. Who do you love more, the Patriots or Tom Brady?
It's tough. That's such a tough thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
because the Patriots in and of themselves aren't as handsome as Tom Brady.
few are. I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man.
Tom is way up there.
I love the Patriots, like any sports entity, but Tom is a special man.
He's Tom. So this is interesting. This is a video that who shot this video that we're going to see here?
We went to the Super Bowl and I had a couple of Boston buddies and Jeremy Renner was with us, and it was one of Renner's buddies who had seen me kind of spike in enthusiasm throughout the game and chose to film the final seconds, and I didn't know it was happening. And
now, keeping in mind, this is a game where the Patriots down, what, like 25 points?
The most emotional game I've ever been a part of, that truly any one of you have been a part of, too.
Yeah, probably.
I don't care what sport you're into. It's the best game you've ever seen.
It was unbelievable. The game was unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
Unless you're from Atlanta, then it was terrible.
But you know what? I hope if you're a sports fan, you can at least appreciate.
No, not if you're from Atlanta. There's never any appreciation.
Well, I tell you what, I know what it felt like at halftime, and to come back, it's just, it was too much.
I know exactly how Chris Evans felt there. I bet every Patriot and Brady fan was doing the exact same thing in that moment. I mean, I just recently, basically yesterday, watched Super Bowl 51 again with my mates and had almost the exact same emotional feel. Not as strong because obviously I know what happened, but damn, I was certainly on an emotional roller coaster. And out of interest, where were you when Super Bowl 51 happened during the comeback in the second half? I was at home. I took the day off work and I was in my room by myself watching the game. I went through a whole gambit of emotions. I was in shock and despair. I was even getting superstitious. You know, when your team starts losing and it's on a downward spiral, you start getting really, really superstitious about everything. And then all of a sudden the comeback happens and you start to have hope. And then there's this build-up of hope and anticipation, and you're kind of nervous and you're anxious, but in a really good way, because you sense great things are about to happen, because you're thinking, okay, here comes Brady and the Pats. I remember screaming so much and so loud, my throat was sore for a few days. My muscles was actually sore the next few days. I had DOMS, because my muscles were so tense and strained. It felt like I'd been lifting weights for 2 hours. It was awesome.
The best thing about it is that we were flipping out. Everybody's flipping out. But the guy who decided to film you does not seem to see any of what's happening on the field. Like he missed the end of the game.
And God bless him, because that video means so much to me.
Yeah, if they had lost, would that video have been released or would that have been buried?
Tell you what, had they lost at the end of the game that I witnessed, it would have been okay. Because like I said, by halftime, you saw it. It was over. They were done. To come back the way they did, if they lost it in the end, so be it. The fact that they won.
Have you met Brady? You ever crossed paths with him?
I've never met him.
What would you say to him if you met him?
I'm a fan. Look, I joke around. As you see, I'm very silly and I play around a lot. But I'm big on history and greatness. So no matter what, you can't deny that man's greatness and what he is and what he's done. So I would simply be be in awe and say hello, man. A huge fan. Give him a nice firm handshake. I wouldn't say anything crazy because my loyalty lies with the Eagles, so I wouldn't be disrespectful. But you have to admire what that man has done.
Can you please tell me, how did this relationship with Tom Brady even start for you?
He's my quarterback. Hello. First of all, I went to his very first Super Bowl win against the Rams, and I'll never forget. My producer for Channel 1 News at the time gave me a tape. He's like, you don't have a crew, but you got to get on the field somehow, and you got to get a stand up on the field. And so the Patriots win. I'm at this like epic moment in the Patriots, team history. My husband's like wanting to kill me. He's like, how come you're the one who gets to be there? And I marched onto that field during 9/11 security, just got on there, barreled in like I belonged, and I got right up to Tom. I got the stand-up I needed. I got a camera crew to give me their camera, and then I got him to sign my jersey. And then ever since then, I would go to media days, and I would just be waving and saying hello to him, and he would always pick me first. And I just have so much respect for him and for the team and what they've done for New England and for football. And he's an incredible gentleman, and I love Giselle, and I just think his family's so beautiful. He was amazing. Look at what he did for us.
I reckon that'd be one of the best perks of being a sports journalist. You get to be on the field and talk to the players straight after the game. It'd be awesome to just run out there. I'd have a list of questions that every fan would want to know. Honestly, that would just be a dream come true. They'd be so awesome running on the field and mixing with all the players.
And look, your courage is amazing to get on the field. I've done that before. And by the way, with that New England organization, getting close to him, it is probably easier to get to the president. It seriously is. So the fact that you were able to get on in there just adds to the many characteristics about you that make you so wonderful. But here's the thing. He leaves New England. Okay, we know you're a Patriots fan. So for you, knowing that you love Tom, what was what went through your mind when you heard oh my gosh, this is real. He's going to Tampa Bay.
Well, I was chatting with him at Super Bowl last year, this past year, before the pandemic. I was at a party. I was at a party with him, and I'm like, all right, listen. I beelined it to him the second I saw him. I'm like, we got to talk. I know being courted is exciting because you've never been courted, but you got to stay with us. And I gave him a list of reasons why. And I said, we'll get, Kraft to pony up, and he will. He'll back up the Brinks truck for you, and we're just going to make it happen, and you're going to finish out your career here. And he looked at me and he started laughing, and he's like, do you want to be my agent? I'm like, yeah. I'll do it. Whatever we have to do to keep you. Of course, it didn't work out for us, but I have been cheering him on from afar, obviously. I'll always be a Tom Brady fan. And listen, he's made it into, this next round into the playoffs. And so I'm happy for him and Gronk. And I think it would be amazing to see them go all the way.
And I hear this sultry, Tabasco vanilla whiskey voice go, hello, Larry. And I was like, I turn around, and this sex pot that was Tom Brady in sunglasses and a Nick Fouquet hat. And I was like, holy shit, never thought this guy's hotter. Larry goes, Tom, hi, and looks back at the elevator doors and says nothing else. And we walk out, and Larry does this shuffle, doesn't even and so then Tom comes up and continues whatever, talking to him or whatever. But I think why everyone loves Larry is because Larry can't be bothered, whether it's Tom Brady, Jeff Bezos, Big or anyone in between. He's like, eh.
So we all know Ben Affleck and Mark Wahlberg are huge Brady fans, and Ben has openly admitted he's a little gaga for the GOAT. But I just found out that Snoop is just as big a fan of Tom Brady. He's watching Brady highlights from Michigan days. You know you're a true fan when you go back to Brady's college days, because you've probably watched all the footage of him in the NFL.
Right. And right here, he's going to hit the receiver. Good throw.
Tom Brady been doing this shit since the days of Michigan. Let's go two-step, Tommy. Get it off. Man, Tom Brady been a GOAT, man. What's wrong with y'all? He hit Alabama in 2000 before he went to the NFL. That's my friend Tom Brady, man. And they want to debate about if Tom is the GOAT or not. He's the GOAT, man. You heard it from Snoop Dogg. Tom Brady's the f***ing GOAT.
Another fellow Bostonian, Mark Wahlberg, was here last week. And he seems to think that he, when it comes to Tom Brady's favorite, like, actor pal, that he is #1 on the list.
Does he think that?
He did say that.
You know, I've never felt competitive with Mark before. but
yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't want to step on any toes. I met Tom, not to brag, the year that, you know, he replaced Drew Bledsoe. And I was actually at this random, like, this is when I thought things like this were fun. The White House Correspondents' Dinner, you know? And I went to a party, and I saw him, and they had just won the Super Bowl, whatever, and, you know, and of course he was like 22, or whatever, and I was 27 or something, so I was like older than him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, man, you know, like, so great to meet you, dude. You're like the king of Boston. And he goes, oh, wait, you're the king of Boston. I'm like, he thinks I'm the king.
You were smitten with him immediately.
I realized then that I loved him. You really do. I really do love him. There's not a lot I wouldn't do for Tommy. You know what I mean? I don't want to go to the dark side, the internet side, or the bleep side.
When you say there's not a lot you wouldn't do for Tommy, and you call him Tommy, and you say that, like, I mean, what if he said, like, I'd love us just to live together?
I'd be like, you know what I mean? If it'll help you with the game, let's warm up. You know, you want to lube up? Whatever it takes. You know what I mean?
Is he aware of this? Because I do, every time his name comes up, I laugh because you almost blush and you become like a child talking about it.
I am childlike. And just with him, though. And I really do love him.
Is it only him?
I look up to him so much that it makes me feel like I'm 10 years old. And it makes him really uncomfortable.
I bet it does.
I was like, hey, Tom, you're the best. He's like, I got it, dude. I know
you also, like, I think the last time you were here, you brought pictures of your son's room, and your son, who is how old now?
My son
Sam?
is 8.
8 years old. You've built this demented shrine to Tom Brady in your son's room.
Yeah, in the Patriots jersey.
And I was wondering if your son is he still like, does he want this stuff? I think you had like a rug made out of Tom's body hair or something like that.
Yeah, it was. Yes, I did. Yes, I did those things.
Yeah.
And I would have done a remodel if I knew what team to put out there for next year. But I'm hoping to stick with the one we got.
Yeah, right.
You know, but
well, you know, about a half an hour ago, Tom said he's playing. He's going to Tennessee. Will you stick with it? Let me get you to. I'd fish a little
I've
bit there.
I've done this a few times. You know what I
So
mean?
he said he's not going to Tennessee?
Tom has told me personally. I don't know what he said to Mark, but he's told me where he's going.
He has?
Yeah, so he called me and said, don't tell Wahlberg.
So he is going somewhere.
That I might be going back to Foxborough.
Oh, interesting.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
I think Tom is now deleting your phone number from his contacts.
He gave me his number at the White House press correspondence thing back when you had those like weird, you know, like fold over BlackBerry rim.
Right, and then he ran those phones through a wood chipper, I think, right? Didn't he?
And I was like, I remember I would watch the game and then text him, like, great Pat, 4th and 1. You guys went for it. That was really great, you know. And one time I was like texting him and the game was over, and then like, bloop. He texted me back about a heart attack. He's in the locker room with the guys.
You have 2 Oscars. This is ridiculous.
You know, I like a lot of people on the Rams. I have some friends who play on the Rams, but this is Tom Brady's time. It's a foregone conclusion. He is going to win his 6th and go down in history. Finally, I don't think the argument will be able to, you know, have any more merit that there may be somebody else that you could put in the caliber of Tom Brady as a quarterback.
So it's going to cost you a lot of money if you want to see Tom Brady's long-awaited return to New England. The Patriots take on the Buccaneers in Foxborough during Week 4 of the NFL season. And listen to this. Ticketmaster listing the game tickets for $1,200 to $5,100. But many fans are willing to pay the price, even on their graduation day, for example. Fans were thinking about Brady's return and hoping for a win.
I don't care where he's been. I'm happy that he's back if he comes back. He was successful in Tampa. He will be successful back in New England. We all love him. We support him no matter what.
This next clip of Pat McAfee describing how much Brady makes everyone better. Everyone. How he gets everyone to believe that he can win the Super Bowl. As a result, they work harder. They want to improve. They want to be better. Because they know that they have a real chance to win it all when Brady's there. So they give it their all. This is why I was shocked to hear LeBron say Brady doesn't affect both sides of the field. Brady is working to help the defense get better. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Brady doesn't brag about everything he does because he wants his teammates to get the credit they deserve. The team wins. The team has improved from the previous year. That's the proof. He's impacting the defensive side, the secondary, the special teams. That's the mark of a true leader. He doesn't want credit for everything. His sole goal is to make sure the team wins. And that's why he takes less money so the team has a bigger salary cap. That's why he stays and works with the backups, even after he's done with the starters. That's why he's talking to the defensive coaches and giving them his thoughts on how the other team's offense is doing and where they're going to attack. I'm not saying Brady is solely responsible for the team's winning, but he definitely affects both sides of the field and he's a big part of it. If he didn't, he wouldn't have won as much as he has for such a long period of time. And being a great player that LeBron is, he should know this. That's why I was so shocked and confused by LeBron's comments.
Congrats to me and to Connor, who bet rather heavily on the futures bets that it would be Buccaneers Chiefs. Woo! Immediately upon realizing that Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers and the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Tom Brady makes everybody better. I talked about it before he even signed with Tampa. A lot of people were saying there isn't a market for Tom Brady. That was hey, by the way, that was a fucking conversation that happened. That happened this past offseason. Yep. Tom Brady was a free agent for the first time in 20 years, and there were people saying, the market's not that big for Tom Brady. And I came on this show, wasn't on Sirius yet, I don't think, but I came to this desk and this microphone and said, there's 25 teams that want Tom Brady. Now, as we've kind of rolled out here, numerous teams did look into him. It just wasn't as public or anything like that. And a lot of the reason is because as soon as you get Tom Brady in your building, everybody gets better. The reps that maybe were cheated on the defensive side, maybe post-practice, if you have a bum-ass quarterback, it's just every single thing that everybody in that building does is amplified because they know they got a guy. Okay, so Tom Brady makes the equipment managers better. Tom Brady makes the athletic trainers better. Tom Brady makes the fourth-string defensive lineman better because that fourth-string defensive lineman knows we got a real chance of winning the Super Bowl at this point. Getting Tom Brady in your building was something I thought that was much bigger than just him on the football field. It's the accountability for everybody.
Patriots Nation certainly getting pumped up for tomorrow's AFC Championship game, but one thing that's at the top of mind of many fans, will Tom Brady play? We won't know until just hours before kickoff Sunday, but New England Patriots fans tell us they're not too worried about Brady's injured hand.
Brady will be fine. Trust me. He's carried us. And he's going to do it again tomorrow.
We're really excited to watch Touchdown Tommy and the Pats. Over in Foxborough at Patriot Place, fans were scoping out some game day swag in preparation for the big day. You were looking at a jersey, but what do you think about this onesie right here?
Definitely not for me. I wouldn't go that far.
And while the Patriots are no strangers to the AFC Championships, even the most diehard fans admit the Jacksonville Jaguars pack a mean defense.
I'm not worried about that. I think we'll come out on top, hopefully, but Jacksonville is a very well-rounded defensive team, so it's going to be tough.
Even though we trust, Belichick and Brady, and we trust all the guys,
And that's it for this video. Thank you so much to everyone for watching and for always being supportive and for always being so kind to me. I hope you have a safe and fun day wherever you may be. I hope you get to smile and feel purposeful today. And if you liked the video, please consider subscribing. Thank you.